For fellow followers of this channel, you may be asking, Kaybee, where is the Sonic 06 video? Where is it? It's coming, don't worry. I just need to complete it. I do have a script being prepared. I just need to either learn how to edit well or say fuck it and sheepishly just ask somebody to do it for me. Because trust me, I have some shit to say about that game. It'll come soon. I just need to do a whole lot of planning. And most importantly, doing what I promised and 100%ing it. Okay, now with that out of the way, let's talk about something I wanted to talk about for a while now. Back when I was a wee boy, I wanted to make videos on my own and playing specific games, and I did try that. I remember that I did create videos on games I had on my iPad mini using a very out-of-the-way recording software I got from methods that I could only do with an iPad mini that was still running on iOS 9. But one thing I never accounted for was learning a thing that I couldn't handle. Opinions. But over the years, I started listening to a good amount of YouTube channels where it felt like I was parroting opinions from them specifically, and not my own personal thoughts on games I liked. So, whenever I heard somebody criticize a game or an element of a game when I was younger, I usually just took their word for it. Nowadays, I actually just can't fucking stand videos that are trying to persuade me into going to a position I just don't hold. If there's one thing I hold from my mother, it's the fact I can be a very stubborn bitch. And that has resulted in a lot of issues, and also probably had me create more enemies online than I wish to. But when I see a video pop up online, I see a ton of people just start echoing sentiments about games that I either don't like or like. I think this issue has truly been exposed to me last year in gaming when the Switch 2 nonsense happened, where everybody was acting like it literally killed their grandma just because Nintendo Switch 2 Welcome Tour was sold for $10 instead of being a pack-in title. Look, I agree with that sentiment, it should have been a pack-in, but still. I think I've learned to start trusting what I think on a topic rather than some other people's opinion on a topic. And listen, I don't want this video to be seen as I just can't handle different opinions, because I am fine with people having a different opinion on something. I've seen some people hate on things I love, like Super Mario Galaxy. I know people have issue with that game from how people aren't a fan of the controls or the structure of the game, and some people say people only like it for the atmosphere. And look, I'm not here to be a shill, but I don't agree that's why I like this game. If you don't like how it controls or the structure, I can disagree. But I won't say you are wrong for that opinion. Another thing I've shat on is Beta Minecraft. Yes, that's right, Kaybee is slandering Beta Minecraft again. Over time, I've seen people hype it up like that it's fucking awesome. And when I play it, I just don't feel it's one of those games that, bro, I'm sorry, Beta Minecraft is just not for me. Call it a TikTok brain issue all you want. I don't. I barely use fucking TikTok, so joke's on you. I just don't like playing it. But am I gonna shit on people for liking it? No! I will shit on people for making out with it though, glazing it like it's better than modern Minecraft. That's when I'll use the overrated card! Yeah, this is another thing I see people also use sometimes. When somebody calls something overrated, when people glaze something too much. Now, to be overrated, I think it's when somebody glazes something to a point where they can't recognize any flaws of it. Overrated doesn't mean somebody loving something or just having a preference. To be truly overrated, it's to be glazed to no end and nobody can actually point out an issue. And if they do, they'll be torn to shreds for it. I'll be torn to shreds if I say the PlayStation 2 is overrated. And some fucker will say they hated him because he spoke the truth. The PlayStation 2 is overrated. But what about me? I feel I've learned to stop being hypercritical of things just because it feels like being hyper-analytical of something just makes you miserable. Like, if something isn't a 10 out of 10 masterpiece, or if it's just a 7 out of 10, that means it's irredeemable garbage. Bitch, I've played Ride to Hell Retribution. Do you know what irredeemable garbage is? That's why I've learned to just sit down and say, yeah, I like this. I like this part about it and this and that and that. Yeah, this part could have been better. This part fucking sucked. Ugh. You know, this kind of criticism, this is normal. What isn't normal is people just saying a bunch of shit and trying to analyze something to an unhealthy degree. Now, sometimes it can lead to an interesting video. Like, I did see a video a while ago about how many item boxes are in Mario Kart Wii, and learned something about a glitch known as Shroom Glitch. Basically, if you go through item boxes enough times, regardless of what place you'll be in, you'll always get a mushroom from like the first 2 times that you go through an item box. And I thought, wow, this is actually an interesting conversation to have. Because genuinely, I do not know about that with Mario Kart Wii. Watching a video talking about why you fucking hated Pokemon Legends EA and why Game Freak are lazy bums is not interesting. I know somebody will be in the comment section saying, but Kaybee, Game Freak are lazy bums! And I don't want to fucking listen to you, man. It's a conversation that's been had time and time again. Yes, we know Pokemon games are low quality. Now shut up. Talk about something else. It's the same garbage rage bait I've seen time and time again. Not saying those kinds of angry reviews don't have good criticism, but if the anger is all you have, you won't have my attention for long. I'll just click off the video. That's why I feel when it comes to the internet, I trust content creators less and less. There are still content creators I'll absolutely still watch, and when it comes to those kinds of content creators, I can at least know that they aren't trying to change my perspective. I may not agree with their takes all the time, but man, I'd rather somebody make a video that's fair and honest rather than some stupid video where some boring ass man speaks in a monotone voice and whines about Disney while using the most obvious AI slop in the thumbnail. That's the shit I fucking hate. Wow, I went an entire video without saying the word grifter. Nice observation, me. Anyway, see ya. Bye.